bees, all that stuff. It's not brushy, so it's not brush hog type mowing, but for just like our lawnmower, it takes forever. And when mom and dad are mowing, we're either waiting for the other, we've got things to do, and the kids are inside. So with a 72-inch mower, things are gonna go faster. Look at that. I picked this baby up for a song, $425. Now folks, these are going anywhere from like $900 to $1,500 used in our area. So I looked on like some auction sites, I looked on Craigslist. They were welded, they were smashed, they had missing paint. This has one little bent arm. It's a guide wheel arm, very minor. They tried to straighten it out and didn't touch up the paint after that. So I'll possibly do some touch-up paint on it, but it's totally usable as is. I'm pleased as punch about it. We've got some serious mowing to do. If you've caught in the last couple of videos, that lawn has sprouted up so much. Today is another rainy day, so it's a great day to be able to go out and go pick up this mower. This weather's going to linger around, they said, probably for another 2 or 3 days. So he can kind of work through this, clean it up, sharpen the blades, and grease it. It's got nice grease circs everywhere. Gonna be doing some mowing. Trey is super happy about it. He was with me when I stopped and looked at it. So let's show you an up close of it, and then I'll get you another shot of it running. So here you can see he's pulling that old wagon out for me. That came home and sat in the driveway because the kingpin was all froze up and the tie rod was bent. So with that hay wagon out of the way, that is getting one step closer in my front yard cleanup. And I say my front yard, but it's just the road access in. Our house is situated really weird. If they built it facing every wrong way they possibly could. There's a really crappy set of stairs going up to the deck that we don't use, and if, you know, like at your house, when somebody knocks at that door, you know that they're a stranger. So now he's got this cleaned up for me, and it's trash burning day, but it's raining again. This has been the wettest spring. They say April showers bring May flowers. May is just wet, wet, wet. So this is where it was sitting all winter long, and there was just a sliver big enough to drive by. So that's going to be all opened up so that he can access his shop a little bit better, but it's just slowly coming along. So let's go see what I bought. Here's something I learned in my research for our planting for this year. Clover basically grew in lawns and was very desirable, and there were lots of backyard beekeepers over centuries. So what has happened is weed killer has eliminated, along with zoning from your city government, about being able to be a backyard beekeeper because people are concerned. Bees don't attack. Killer bees, they're in Africa, they're not here. So continents away. Anyways, look at this lawn. These were all dandelions going to seed, and we just let it go. We haven't worked this all up. This is all volunteer rye coming up. I'm getting quite a rain shower right now also. So it's time to mow now. The bees have had their forage. I purposely delay it for the bees to have a good start. If they don't have a good pollen start in the spring, then they don't start, the queen won't start laying larvae because they're not pollen sources coming in. The trees are a pollen source, maple trees, all those tree buds have pollen in them. My little boy Murdoch, total allergy blown this time of year. So this is what I picked up. And this is heavy gauge steel. It's not lightweight like the new ones. You know, we have bought the county line log splitter from Tractor Supply, but like their lawnmowers, it's a light, much lighter duty. The only thing wrong with this at all is that they had hit something. This is the original pin for holding in your bushings and your spacers. These are spacers. There's one here. Okay, the spacer's missing on this side because they probably mowed under something like a lilac bush and it took that off. So they put this other thing here, this other quick clip, and didn't put the bushing and the spacer in. All available at Tractor Supply, no big deal. When they did it, they bent the arm a little, so they heated it up to try to straighten it out. So my husband is an expert at straightening things. He just straightened up that front tie rod on that wagon. So he'll heat this up and make it nice and straight. And what you can do is put a block behind it and tap it straight. So he's a great metal worker. He learned all this stuff in high school when you could go off for like co-op job training. So we've got, and I don't know what year it is, but you can see there's on the other end there, the spacers. This is called a GW arm, and I could just take it off and buy a new one. That's no big deal at all. Matching up the paint might be a little bit, hard, but I could, some people paint their touch-ups with white, whatever. I just want it to not rust and get worse. So this black metal cover covers your belt and your pulleys. And on the new Land Pride mowers, this is a FDR 1572. It's a 6-foot mower. So it's 72 inches. Our other mower deck is 60. No motor to run, anything. So we are gonna clean it all up. And like these are the grease zerks that I mentioned. And you've got a grease zerk in your gear case. That has to be well maintained or you're going to chew up your gears. And with buying a used mower, if you're not sure about that gear case, rotate the mower blades. This has, I believe, 3 mower blades underneath it. And it will turn this. If it turns freely, you're good. You can't really turn it by hand. So, look at that. All very inexpensive to rebuild on your own. If you were to take this off and send it out or to buy a whole new one, that might get costly. But you've got your adjustable top link. And then down here, your lower 3-point arms. And these are kind of floating. So it will lift in uneven ground to be able to mow it without like raising up. So I'm getting quite a rain shower here. That's the mower. We will make another video of for you when we've got it all hooked up.